Peace talks between Ukraine and Russia are planned for Wednesday in Turkey. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky quoted a senior Kyiv official as saying on Monday, it would be the first such talks in 7 weeks. The Kremlin said it was waiting for an understanding on the date of the talks, but acknowledged that the two sides were diametrically opposed in their positions on how to end the war. Putin, who is under increasing pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump to show progress towards ending the conflict, turned down a previous challenge from Zelensky to meet him in person. Nearly 3.5 years after Russia began its full-scale invasion, the war in Ukraine is showing no sign of abating. Russia attacked Ukraine with missiles and hundreds of drones overnight, killing 2 people and wounding 15, Zelensky said on Monday. Explosions lit up the night sky, and the high-pitched whine of drone engines reverberated through Kyiv. People sheltering in one of Kyiv's metro stations choked on dust after a strike caused damage to the entrance. Ukraine's Air Force said the attack involved the launch of over 400 drones and 24 missiles, with 23 drones hitting their target across Ukraine. Russian media said Ukraine carried out drone attacks, causing chaos at airports serving Moscow on Monday. Thousands of passengers waited in line or slept on the ground after flights were cancelled or delayed. Russia's defense ministry said it had downed over 100 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 30 over the Moscow region.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
A fairly muted Monday on Wall Street saw the Dow end essentially flat, the S&P 500 edge up fractionally, and the Nasdaq finish more than 0.33% higher. Still, the latter two indexes eked out more record-high closes thanks to gains in shares of Alphabet. The Google parent rallied more than 2.5% ahead of its quarterly report on Wednesday. Tesla also reports on Wednesday, with the two tech giants kicking off earnings from the so-called Magnificent Seven. Analysts on average expect S&P 500 companies to report a 6.7% increase in earnings for the second quarter, with big tech driving much of that gain, according to LSEG IBES. And that has Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group, bullish on stocks.
On the market side, we are still glass half full, and that really comes from, one, a solid labor market. Two, corporate earnings are looking really fairly solid for the year. And three, inflation, even though it's elevated and may creep a little higher, is not threatening the consumer at this point. So we think this is an economy that can survive, and the markets appear to be doing that as well.
Other Monday movers included Verizon, which rallied over 4% after the telecommunications company boosted its annual profit forecast. Investors now turn their attention to a Tuesday speech by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell for clues about when the central bank might cut interest rates.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania on this Tuesday. Sunshine and a high of 80. Clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 50s. Wednesday, mostly sunny, upper 80s. Thursday, sunshine, temperatures in the low 90s. Friday, thunderstorms with temperatures in the mid 80s. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms with temperatures in the low 80s. Meadville this morning is at 53 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 51. Titusville, 49. Franklin this morning, 52. Oil City, 51 degrees here at 710. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. The sun is shining and all is right. It's the Morning Drill. A great way to start the day. With news and information coming your way. It's the Morning Drill.
All right, happy Tuesday. Glad you're with us here this morning. Boy, it's kind of a colder start. I know you're excited.
So excited.
I was a little surprised how cold it was this morning. Because I know the temperatures technically have been cooler in the morning, but it's still been pretty humid.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about this heat dome. I did look at Thursday and think I don't want to adult on that day.
Oh. Yeah, it's going to warm up as we get closer to the weekend, but that's also going to welcome maybe some thunderstorms into the weekend as well. So just be on the lookout for that. A big weekend coming up for our friends down in Oil City.
Yeah.
Oil Heritage Festival. I think they got the Queen crowning Thursday night, which is always a lot of fun there. And then, then parade and all that good stuff on Saturday. So hopefully the weather holds off. We'll be talking with Susan Williams from the Venango Chamber tomorrow on the program. I'm sure she's running around kind of crazy. The whole staff probably is running around. And then the following weekend, it's Meadville's turn with Thunder in the City. So you got that. And then Titusville's up next with Oil Festival.
Yeah.
So the next 3 weeks are like boom, boom, boom. And then with all of that going on, you got the Venango County Fair starting up. I see what billboards, Wattsburg. Wattsburg's usually later, isn't it? I saw a billboard. You got the Warren County Fair. You got Crawford County Fair. And then Labor Day weekend. So, busy. Last night, I don't know where it came from. Maybe smelling candles. You're smelling a lot of fall candles last night. You said something. You were craving like a pumpkin spice something.
Yeah, anything.
Well,
it's coming in.
You didn't find anything, but I just want to let you know that Starbucks has announced that its pumpkin spice latte will return to store menus in the U.S. and Canada in August. Okay, I saw that. Now, this was yesterday. This morning, I saw a more specific date. I believe August 26th is when they're debuting that. But
sweet.
If you're in the mood for pumpkin spice, whatever, at least there. You sent me this yesterday. This is really cool, and I don't know if I saw it pop up, so maybe it's legit. It appears that the Jim Henson Company and General Mills are collaborating on a special 70th anniversary Monster cereals release this year. You can check out online leaked images of the Muppet characters Boo Berry, Count Chocula, and Frankenberry.
Sweet.
So I wonder if I can maybe find that and pull that up. So instead of the normal, Count Chocula on the box, it's going to be a Muppet Count Chocula.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If that is the case. So, yeah, kind of neat. But, it's on the way. Does that mean we have to stock up on pumpkin spice stuff here? I don't think we've ever done that.
We don't know. I don't torture you. It's fine. It's my own problem, not yours.
The smell I would be fine with. I'm not touching that stuff, though.
You'll be fine. It doesn't affect you.
It's fine. Doesn't it?
God.
Okay, Mom. Anything grab your attention? Last
No.
24 hours?
No.
I took a nice ride last night.
We did. It was
Beautiful night.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful night for a ride.
Made it back after doing some traveling. This story I saw yesterday, and this is just crazy. Back in 1895, okay, so I want you to go back.
Okay.
1895.
Let me try to remember.
Yeah, when you
Go
were
ahead.
born.
When I was born.
The entire state of Ohio had just 2 registered automobiles.
Oh, wow.
And somehow, against all odds, they still managed to crash into each other.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
It's one of the most ironic and oddly poetic moments in early automotive history.
That's crazy.
With an entire state worth of open roads and nearly zero traffic, the first recorded car accident in Ohio involved every car in existence at the time. It's a humorous but telling reminder that human error has always traveled with us, no matter how few vehicles were on the road. So that was. Now, I didn't verify this, but yeah, in 1895, Ohio had just 2 cars, and they still crashed into each other. So there you have it.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
We should bring those back.
I wonder if that was an ancestor of yours.
Or me. I'm just a vampire.
No. I'm not making any other jokes. I don't want to get in trouble.
Are you done now?
I'm done.
Okay, thanks.
No, yeah, all right. Sorry.
It's okay.
What were you saying?
I said we should bring that back, like the fun facts.
Oh, fun facts.
Yeah,
Are you going to do that?
if you want me to. Well, you made me stop before. Like, we did fun facts and then a quote. But you didn't like my inspirational quotes.
You can bring them back. I guess if I didn't find them inspiring, maybe somebody else did.
We should just make up our own inspirational quotes.
Yeah, we could. I have a giant magic 8-ball over there. I've always wanted to incorporate that in the show. You know, maybe somebody calls in and can ask you a question which you could answer through the magic 8-ball.
Do you want... No, we'll give them a choice. Do you want Amy's honest answer? Or do you want the 8-ball answer?
Yeah, if I had to advise somebody, I would say magic 8-ball.
Go for the 8-ball?
Yeah, every time.
It won't hurt your feelings.
I'm surprised at the people who still are shocked by the advice you give them sometimes. Or if they're standing around and somebody says something to you, which usually what happens is somebody's like, they're whining.
Yeah.
And you're like, suck it up or get out there,
Pull your crap together.
Yeah, go play, do something. And then
Yeah.
the parents are like, wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Sorry.
I can't say that to him. Yeah, you can.
You just don't. You choose not to.
So.
I think that's so funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. I think when we were younger and we played sports, oh, wow, your finger looks weird or your leg looks weird. Let's wrap that up and finish the game, It's different now. It's like, oh, my gosh, we'll have to get you examined. And I can't even imagine how many concussions I actually had. They weren't even a thing when we were, I'm pretty sure, like, oh, wow, let me just shake this off and walk back on the field. Like, yeah. Good times. Good times.
Well, here's a couple quick headlines here this morning. An arson attack on Governor Shapiro's residence in April was charged as terrorism. No one was injured in that. The invasive spotted lanternflies remain a threat to Pennsylvania agriculture, particularly in Allegheny County.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, despite a 90% decline in sightings, they're still keeping an eye out on that. Philadelphia city workers ended a strike that, let's see, believe started on June 30th over pay issues. The strike ended July 9th after workers secured a deal for the annual 3% raises through 2027, plus a 5% increase already received in 2024, totaling a 14% increase across 4 years. The Pennsylvania Department of Education has raised income eligibility limits for free and reduced cost school meals in the upcoming 25-26 year. This change is expected to benefit more families, support student health and performance, and aid schools serving vulnerable populations. So that's a headline here in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawmakers are still negotiating the 25-26 state budget, weeks past the June 30th deadline. Critical areas, schools, rural hospitals, and transit remain unfunded. House Appropriations Chair Jordan Harris emphasized the urgency, warning that delays could disrupt school district planning and commuters relying on public transit. The Pennsylvania Energy and Innovation Summit in Pittsburgh, former President Donald Trump promoted roughly $90 to $100 billion in private sector investments, mainly from firms like Blackstone, Google, and Amazon, to expand AI infrastructure and energy production in the state. The announcement, however, drew scrutiny over environmental impacts and the timeline of the finalized deal. And a new report, speaking of AI, a new report by Code for America ranks Pennsylvania among the top 3 U.S. states for AI readiness, highlighting its government use, infrastructure, investments, and growing tech presence, especially the Pittsburgh market, they say. However, secondary metro areas like Allentown and Erie are still lagging and may need boost to catch up to what's going on. So, yeah, just a couple headlines there. But that's interesting. We'll be talking with Joe Tech later this morning. It'll be interesting to get his take on this. That's a lot of money into our region, $90 to $100 billion.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a nice jolt.
Yeah. And if you're Erie, I don't know what you're doing up there, but not getting ready for this stuff. So we've got birthdays and what we're celebrating. Amy's going to start with birthdays. Today's the 22nd day of July, so happy Tuesday, happy July, in case you just realized it was July.
And it's almost August. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, don't do that. All right, who's celebrating?
Singer George Clinton is 84 today.
Okay. I think he did the soundtrack to Austin Powers, didn't he?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Danny Glover, 79.
Oh, right.
I know, right?
Lethal Weapon.
It's awesome.
Getting too old for this stuff.
Actor-director Albert Brooks is 78. Actor William Dafoe is 70. Actor John Leguizamo is 61.
Very close.
Okay, what is it?
Just
not at all close? Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
David Spade is 61.
No.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
He still looks like he's 25.
I know, right? He acts like it, too. Singer Selena Gomez is 33. And that is all.
Now, Selena Gomez, she's in...
Uh-oh.
What?
Nothing. I lost my next page, but go ahead.
She's in Only Murders in the Building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good in that. All right, happy birthday to all of them, and happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us here this morning. We're going to turn our attention to what it is we're celebrating on this 22nd day of July.
I'm trying.
Your trying day?
I'm trying. Today is a trying day.
When you live with me every day,
It's trying.
It's trying on you. I know.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. It's getting there. It's thinking. Pretty much.
AI, huh? We need AI.
Replace me. Are you ready? It's
No.
Beta-Glucan Day, Casual Pie Day, Lion Share Day, Mango Day, National Fragile X Awareness Day, National Hammock Day, National Rat Catchers Day, Spoonerism Day, World Brain Day.
Oh, spoonerisms. From, remember Hee Haw?
Uh-huh.
Instead of Cinderella, Dindercella.
Okay.
Right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, and I always... what's his name? Oh. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll get it.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking for the...
the actor? I know.
Oh, Archie, right? Or
I have no idea.
Oh, what's his name?
I can't answer that question.
All right, that's going to drive me crazy now.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Do you have something you can talk about so I can find this? This is going to drive me up the wall.
Do I have something I can talk about?
I love
Where do we go?
spoonerisms.
My mom watched Hee Haw. I didn't really watch Hee Haw. And I only know what you're talking about because you showed me a clip once. So I don't even, I don't know. Archie Campbell.
Yes, thank you. Archie Campbell.
There you
I knew
go.
it was Archie, right?
Chris for the win.
All right, good job. Thanks, Chris. But there was a gentleman in town.
Chris, I wanted to see him suffer just a little bit more.
I was driving me crazy. Hilarious. He would be in the barber shop, right? So there was a gentleman in town. He passed away years ago, but he would do that bit for talent shows or the local community folly shows, and he was so good at it. It was hilarious. But yeah, if you get a chance, go back and see. That's like good old fashioned funny stuff right there.
Yeah.
So look up spoonerism. Today's National Spoonerism Day.
It is.
Okay.
It is. I'd like to see how many people would get offended by it.
Why?
Butch Casby. That's the local guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Butch was a great guy. Just funny. He did such a great job with that stuff. But anyhow, go back on the old YouTube there and
the old YouTube.
Check out some of those videos of Archie Campbell.
Sounds like I don't
hilarious.
Like people do TikTok. I don't TikTok. Sorry. I love when people send me, "Oh, watch this. It's so funny." I can't. I don't, and I'm not downloading TikTok. But thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a couple times I'm sent something, and I'm like, I don't want to install anything. I like TikTok. I'm
out. That and the Snapchat.
The Snapchat.
The Snapchat.
That I'm actually afraid. Mm-hmm. I think our kids use that more than anything, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of like that age group's communication. We had a conversation with one of our kids. Did you initiate the conversation or not? And it was like going around in circles because that's not the way that it's done. Like, why has communication changed so much? I think it's exhausting. I don't think I could be a kid today.
Well, this is how they're growing up.
I know.
So they don't know any different. It's kind of like what we were talking about yesterday with media and how that's changing.
Yeah.
Like every second.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
And again, change or phase out.
Yeah. And not to dwell on yesterday's point, but, again, you look at the Colbert situation and, it's funny to me how, each side's got their own thing, but each side, it can be true. Was he fired for political reasons? Yes. But was his show losing $40 to $50 million a year? Yes, because people's habits are changing. And you're also isolating half the country, which means, you're not going to get that viewership. And today, I don't want to get into it. We talked about it yesterday. But anyways, yes, so both things can be true there. All right, we're coming up on 7:30. We'll bring you the latest headlines here this morning. Joe Tech will be joining us, but it's incredible how much money could be pouring into the state of Pennsylvania with AI. So are we ready for it? Are we not?
Peace talks between Ukraine and Russia are planned for Wednesday in Turkey. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky quoted a senior Kyiv official as saying on Monday, it would be the first such talks in 7 weeks. The Kremlin said it was waiting for an understanding on the date of the talks, but acknowledged that the two sides were diametrically opposed in their positions on how to end the war. Putin, who is under increasing pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump to show progress towards ending the conflict, turned down a previous challenge from Zelensky to meet him in person. Nearly 3.5 years after Russia began its full-scale invasion, the war in Ukraine is showing no sign of abating. Russia attacked Ukraine with missiles and hundreds of drones overnight, killing 2 people and wounding 15, Zelensky said on Monday. Explosions lit up the night sky, and the high-pitched whine of drone engines reverberated through Kyiv. People sheltering in one of Kyiv's metro stations choked on dust after a strike caused damage to the entrance. Ukraine's Air Force said the attack involved the launch of over 400 drones and 24 missiles, with 23 drones hitting their target across Ukraine. Russian media said Ukraine carried out drone attacks, causing chaos at airports serving Moscow on Monday. Thousands of passengers waited in line or slept on the ground after flights were cancelled or delayed. Russia's defense ministry said it had downed over 100 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 30 over the Moscow region.
Swooping in to save you over 11 grand off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's newest mascot, Independence Dog.
Getting you approved by day, fighting crime by night.
With Independence Day savings running all month long, you can save more than 11 grand off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly 3 grand on hot new SUVs like the Trailblazer and the Equinox. Follow Independence Dog to explosive savings this month at Community Chevy.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place. And now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
A fairly muted Monday on Wall Street saw the Dow end essentially flat, the S&P 500 edge up fractionally, and the Nasdaq finish more than 0.33% higher. Still, the latter two indexes eked out more record-high closes thanks to gains in shares of Alphabet. The Google parent rallied more than 2.5% ahead of its quarterly report on Wednesday. Tesla also reports on Wednesday, with the two tech giants kicking off earnings from the so-called Magnificent Seven. Analysts on average expect S&P 500 companies to report a 6.7% increase in earnings for the second quarter, with big tech driving much of that gain, according to LSEG IBES. And that has Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group, bullish on stocks.
On the market side, we are still glass half full, and that really comes from, one, a solid labor market. Two, corporate earnings are looking really fairly solid for the year. And three, inflation, even though it's elevated and may creep a little higher, is not threatening the consumer at this point. So we think this is an economy that can survive, and the markets appear to be doing that as well.
Other Monday movers included Verizon, which rallied over 4% after the telecommunications company boosted its annual profit forecast. Investors now turn their attention to a Tuesday speech by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell for clues about when the central bank might cut interest rates.
Yeah, in terms of corporate earnings and tariffs, it seems like companies are taking the view that they can't wait any longer, and they are seeing some impact to tariffs. If we look at tariff collections relative to the total volume of, or the total dollar volume of import goods, I mean, we are running at 8 to 9% tariffs at this point, and that's probably going to go higher based on the announced tariff rates. But it does seem like companies are getting some comfort that they understand where those tariffs may end up and can start or can't put off providing guidance to the street any longer. And I think we certainly heard that from Delta. Stellantis was another good example of trying to bring that forward and quantify for investors what the costs are really going to be. And there may be more yet to come, right? It's still not clear where tariffs end up. For example, the Yale Budget Lab estimates that based on current announcements based on last week, that weighted average tariffs probably end up in the 20% range, which is certainly well above where we are today. Equity investors have probably become very overinvested in technology, given the strong performance run of the last 2 years. And yet, when you look at 2025, in the top 5 sectors, right along with tech, you still have industrials, financials, utilities. So diversification is starting to play a meaningful role within U.S. equity portfolios. But we'd also emphasize diversification within the bond portfolio. There are certainly concerns about long-term U.S. Treasuries if we get into a debt problem. But we're seeing meaningful incomes and relatively strong fundamentals in areas like structured credit, non-government agency residential mortgages, where loan-to-value ratios remain relatively low, right? Consumers are incented to retain their house, and loan quality is reasonably solid. We'd also look at things like reinsurance, where you're getting very high incomes. Yes, there's some risk that catastrophes could claw back some of that income, but it diversifies you away from this business cycle, and you're very much dependent upon other things. So we'd look for more bond fixed income diversification as well within portfolios.
A factory in Farmingdale, about 40 miles east of New York City, churns out 750,000 strings a day for everything from bass guitars to banjos, cellos, and violins. D'Addario & Company is a family-owned operation, and once a week, its executives meet to problem-solve for trade war tensions, raising their costs and roiling their logistics.
We estimate that we've incurred anywhere between $500,000 to $750,000 in additional costs that we didn't plan for already this year.
John D'Addario III is the CEO.
We're not alone. I'm sure other businesses are dealing with that, but it did force us to react quickly in terms of price changes.
D'Addario is one of the world's leading makers of music accessories, with annual sales of $235 million and 6 U.S. factories. The company has a devoted following among professional musicians as well as amateurs. Jazz guitarist Pat Metheny uses their strings, as does country singer Chris Stapleton. D'Addario's global footprint means they keep finding new vulnerabilities.
What did we do in the onset of the tariff war? Lots of things. First, we filed an application for a foreign trade zone that we could designate for portions of our facilities, which would allow us to import either finished goods or parts for finished goods and avoid tariffs, presumably if you re-exported that product to our export customers. And that's very important because our business is roughly 50-50 U.S. and international in terms of volume.
The company's also looking to reroute products directly from suppliers to end users, cutting out the U.S., and ship unfinished product to final markets for final packaging.
We can literally, if we need to, divert shipments that are on their way to the States to other markets where we have our own entities. So literally stuff that's on the water intended to go to the U.S., we can divert, if we needed to different parts of the world to avoid the tariffs.
Despite the task force's efforts, the company's tariff bill is still expected to hit $2.2 million by the end of this year, compared to just $700,000 last year. The trade war so far has pushed the effective U.S. tariff rate to around 20%, according to the Budget Lab at Yale, a level not seen since the 1930s. For firms navigating the changing waters, sometimes there's no solution other than to raise prices.
In fact, we implemented a price change in early May. And if necessary, we may need to consider additional price increases if tariffs continue to escalate.
For instance, one item on the agenda of the recent meeting was Japanese oak. The wood, known as shirakashi oak, is used for a line of drumsticks. But the cost of the material is set to jump on August 1st if President Trump makes good on his vow to push through a wide range of new tariffs, including 25% on Japanese goods. The group concluded that, in this case, a price increase to offset tariffs would be readily accepted by consumers because the wood is so unique.
At the end of the day, I think what we have to concentrate on is things that we can control, and things like onshoring, things like creating a foreign trade zone. Those are the things we can control, and we'll continue to do those things so that we can preserve, our company's, presence and strength in the market.
South Korean farmer Shim Chung-taek in the country's Apple County fears he's being sacrificed to appease the U.S. and support the country's manufacturing sector. He's been growing apples for decades in Cheongsong in the country's southeast, where apples are renowned for their flavor and are often given out in gift boxes during national holidays. But as Washington placed punishing tariffs on cars, steel, and other key exports, South Korea's trade minister last week suggested Seoul could, as part of a deal to ease or remove tariffs, make concessions on some agricultural imports. For Shim and other apple farmers, who account for about a third of the roughly 14,000 households in the sleepy rural area, they worry their way of life is under threat.
U.S. apples are very cheap. We can't compete with them. It's like putting a university student in a fight against an elementary school student. There's no way to win.
Shim also says it's impossible to find alternative crops to grow in the mountainous area. Apple farmers already face a host of other problems, from climate change to an aging population and wildfires, which have led to rising costs, smaller harvests, and higher prices. Any opening up of the sector would increase pressure on them. Mayor of Cheongsong County, Yoon Kong-yi, says it's unreasonable for South Korea's agricultural sector to be sacrificed for the U.S. trade deal.
If we surrender to the overwhelming pressure of agricultural imports from a vast and powerful country like the United States, who in Korea would still be willing to work in agriculture? Farming is not just an industry, it's a lifeline. Korean apples have grown and thrived until now, so to suddenly import them under some external pressure seems highly unreasonable to me.
South Korea has taken steps to open its market. It's now the top buyer of U.S. beef and the sixth biggest destination for U.S. agricultural exports overall. Still, Washington has complained about persistent non-tariff barriers. U.S. market access requests for apples made in 1993 are still being reviewed by South Korea's quarantine agency more than 30 years after they were filed. It sparked calls by Washington to speed up the approval process for a range of fruits and potatoes. Choi Seok-yong, a senior advisor at a law firm, was a former chief negotiator for the Korea-US free trade deal. He says it was hard to view the delayed quarantine process as, quote, rational based on science and international norms.
At the same time, while protecting agriculture does shield farmers, it also means ordinary consumers don't get to enjoy cheaper foreign agricultural products.
Agriculture has emerged as one of the sticking points in U.S. trade talks with South Korea and Japan. Tariff talks have already sparked protests from farmers' groups, with more to come and with much at stake for farmers like Shim.
This is an agricultural war. It's like Trump saying, let's go to war over agriculture. We have the power, so open up your market to our farm products. Who's going to die? It's us.
AstraZeneca plans to invest $50 billion in the US by 2030. The Anglo-Swedish drugs giant said Monday that the money will fund a new factory in Virginia and expand other facilities in states including California. It's the latest big player to make a move as Donald Trump's threat of tariffs hangs over the pharmaceutical industry. He's also pushing companies to make more of their products in the US. And he wants American drug costs to fall to levels seen elsewhere in the world. Announcing the investment plans, AstraZeneca chief Pascal Soriot said prices did need to equalise. He said drug charges elsewhere would have to rise, so that other countries contribute more to research and development costs. Exactly what Trump plans on tariffs remains unclear.
Pharmaceuticals will be tariffed probably at the end of the month.
He's repeatedly threatened to impose duties on the sector, but has also said that firms will be allowed up to 18 months to get their act together. In a statement issued by the company, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said Trump's tariffs will end America's long reliance on imported medicines. AstraZeneca's investment follows similar moves by European rivals like Roche, Sanofi and Novartis. US players including Eli Lilly have also stepped up domestic spending. AstraZeneca says its plan will create tens of thousands of new jobs, without giving a specific number.
All right, sunshine and temperatures today around 80 degrees. Clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 50s. On into Wednesday, middle of the week, mostly sunny. Upper 80s as things begin to heat up towards the end of the week. Thursday, sunshine, low 90s. Friday, thunderstorms, mid-80s. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms with temperatures in the low 80s. Meadville at 55 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 53. Titusville, 53. Franklin this morning, 54. Oil City, 52 degrees here at 751. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
You're waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. The Morning Drill. You're waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. The Morning Drill. You're waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill.
Tuesday morning, sun is shining. Happy 22nd day to you. Lots to celebrate, as Amy mentioned last break, right? You had birthdays and what we're celebrating. Hopefully it's a great day for you. You mentioned things warming up by the end of the week. You're talking about that heat dome. Stop. That does welcome some thunderstorms. Also, we're getting a lot of, we're not, but I was watching the weather report last night, and the Sahara sands are on the move, but it's keeping the Atlantic calm. So you're not seeing any major storms or potential for hurricanes, which is good. But, we're kind of protected at the moment. But, it's going to warm up. And by, Thursday, 90s. And then, the humidity back. And so just be ready for that the end of the week, going into the weekend. We mentioned Oil Heritage Festival going on. You can check out that website if you're planning on attending, watching any concerts, a lot of great music, vendors. So that's going on this weekend. We're going to be talking to Susan Williams tomorrow from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. She'll give us a rundown of all the great events happening. And really, as you get into like Wednesday, Thursday, events really start to begin with Oil Heritage Festival. So that's coming up. Krista Lundy from the Meadville Chamber will be with us tomorrow on the program. Of course, we've been mentioning that Thunder in the City's coming up with a lot of great things. A lot of, how about this? They've been doing the Master the Mic the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. Really awesome. If you're a singer and you want to get in on that, it's probably too late because I think you had to send in a demo of yourself singing probably about a month ago, but you might want to attend just to see what it's like and maybe look to do it next year. But there's so many events with Thunder in the City, a lot of really cool things to get involved with. That's coming up that first weekend in August, so just be on the lookout for that. And you might be having a family reunion this time of year because of all these great events, and it gives those people coming in to visit maybe something to do or look forward to. Maybe class reunions. I'm seeing a ton on Facebook about class reunions getting together, so that's exciting. Yeah, you don't have one coming up, do you?
No.
Okay. You've never gone to a class reunion?
No.
Okay. Now I overheard you one time say because you were just embarrassed by me. Is that right?
No.
You don't want to take me because of that? No.
No.
Okay.
No. So I think they've always fallen on something where we had like a wedding one time and we were out of town the other time. So
This has kind of been one of those years for us where there's been a few weddings.
Yeah.
Like we have a couple this fall.
yeah. So
Yeah, it can be busy.
yes.
People are still falling in love.
Nobody's listening to my advice. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So you are embarrassed to take me to a class reunion.
No, I'm not.
I would embarrass you.
Yes, you would, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you and Amy meet? Oh, we're brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could see that. All right, so we're not
Did I
going
embarrass
anytime
you at
soon.
yours?
No, not at all.
I've gone
I handle
two.
that for you.
Yeah. I've 2, right?
We've only had 2, I
Yeah.
think, right? Joe,
Well,
have you gone on any? Do you go to class reunions, or do you see everybody anyways?
I have gone to some, yes.
Okay. See, here's the thing. With class reunions, I think even family reunions, you see everybody online on Facebook. It's like, hey, I'm good. You're following the people you want to see. It's nice to see people that aren't online. There's still a lot of people that aren't, and it's like, wow, it's great to see you. But it's like, hey, I already know everything that's been going on in your life because you post every 2 seconds.
Yeah. I think that's what's shocking is like when you're talking to somebody you haven't seen in a million years and they start asking you how, your child's baseball, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, sorry.
Well, that's the other thing, right? When people act surprised when you already know stuff in their lives. Like, oh, I have a kid that's baseball. Yeah, he plays baseball. Well, how do you know that? Because you post every 2 seconds about
and
it.
I know you had chicken fritters for dinner last night.
Right. Like I don't need
everything.
I don't need to see you. Like I see you every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that is having an effect. Because you do hear about class reunions where it's like, oh yeah, not everybody showed up, and when you see them every day on social media, it's like, hey,
Those are the people that go.
Yeah.
Are the people that are always posting on social media.
Joe's saying the people that go are the ones that are always posting.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to say, hey, what have you been up to the last 20 years?
Yeah.
I've already watched it.
Yeah.
I've seen what you've been doing.
Is this wife number 4 or 5?
Yeah. Well, so anyhow, but it is that time of year where family reunions and class reunions are happening. Listen, you had we had a niece that just had a graduation party, so it was nice to see your family on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was nice. We saw mine on the 4th of July, and it's been a while since we've done something like that. And you know what? It was great.
Yeah.
So hopefully those things aren't disappearing altogether.
I think the last time we saw that group of my family, though, was a funeral.
Yeah.
And then prior to that was another graduation party. So it's like, and you always say this, but life just gets in the way of, we should really do this more often, but not in this setting,
Yeah, absolutely.
But life is crazy for everyone.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I've had, there's been, I wouldn't say necessarily our age, but younger, maybe a little younger, who are just starting families, who are apologizing to us, like, hey, sorry we can't make it. It's like, no. We get it.
Yeah.
We'll see you in about 20 years.
Yeah, and we know that if you do make it, you're like scooting out 6:30, 7 o'clock, because if you don't get that baby to bed, it's like the end of the world. So, no, been there, done that.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize.
See you later.
Yep, absolutely.
Good luck.
We've got the latest headlines heading your way. Great local programming continues. It's going to be a nice day today as the temperatures are going to get back up into the 80s and 90s here by the latter part of the week. Upper 70s today. So be on the lookout for warmer temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but also that potential of some scattered thunderstorms and maybe some severe weather here and there for the weekend.
The sun is shining and all is right. It's the morning drill. A great way to start the day with news and information coming your way. It's the morning drill.
Peace talks between Ukraine and Russia are planned for Wednesday in Turkey. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky quoted a senior Kyiv official as saying on Monday, it would be the first such talks in 7 weeks. The Kremlin said it was waiting for an understanding on the date of the talks, but acknowledged that the two sides were diametrically opposed in their positions on how to end the war. Putin, who is under increasing pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump to show progress towards ending the conflict, turned down a previous challenge from Zelensky to meet him in person. Nearly 3.5 years after Russia began its full-scale invasion, the war in Ukraine is showing no sign of abating. Russia attacked Ukraine with missiles and hundreds of drones overnight, killing 2 people and wounding 15, Zelensky said on Monday. Explosions lit up the night sky, and the high-pitched whine of drone engines reverberated through Kyiv. People sheltering in one of Kyiv's metro stations choked on dust after a strike caused damage to the entrance. Ukraine's Air Force said the attack involved the launch of over 400 drones and 24 missiles, with 23 drones hitting their target across Ukraine. Russian media said Ukraine carried out drone attacks, causing chaos at airports serving Moscow on Monday. Thousands of passengers waited in line or slept on the ground after flights were canceled or delayed. Russia's defense ministry said it had downed over 100 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 30 over the Moscow region.
For over 11 years, Triple M Roofing has been providing Amish quality craftsmanship and work ethic that you can rely on. Pole barns, decks, porches, siding, and almost all roofing needs, Triple M Roofing will get the job done on time without sacrificing quality or the promise to deliver within your budget. Call today for a free estimate. 814-964-0472. Waiting is what you'll do with the other guys. Getting it done is what we do. Amish owned and operated. We're Triple M Roofing.
Who can solve this equation? Ooh, me. Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
All right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you. Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Chad's Brewing is Titusville's premier dining destination, offering fine dining served with a cold beverage and great conversations. Try our new menu items, the T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Our pasta entries and sandwiches are just as popular. Try the new lobster ravioli, shrimp and scallop pasta, or our popular Asiago chicken. Don't forget about our famous burgers or fish sandwich, all served with fresh cut fries. Come in Saturday nights for Wild Game Saturdays. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
A fairly muted Monday on Wall Street saw the Dow end essentially flat, the S&P 500 edge up fractionally, and the Nasdaq finish more than 0.33% higher. Still, the latter two indexes eked out more record-high closes thanks to gains in shares of Alphabet. The Google parent rallied more than 2.5% ahead of its quarterly report on Wednesday. Tesla also reports on Wednesday, with the two tech giants kicking off earnings from the so-called Magnificent Seven. Analysts on average expect S&P 500 companies to report a 6.7% increase in earnings for the second quarter, with big tech driving much of that gain, according to LSEG IBES. And that has Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group, bullish on stocks.
On the market side, we are still glass half full, and that really comes from, one, a solid labor market. Two, corporate earnings are looking really fairly solid for the year. And three, inflation, even though it's elevated and may creep a little higher, is not threatening the consumer at this point. So we think this is an economy that can survive, and the markets appear to be doing that as well.
Other Monday movers included Verizon, which rallied over 4% after the telecommunications company boosted its annual profit forecast. Investors now turn their attention to a Tuesday speech by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell for clues about when the central bank might cut interest rates.
Joining us this morning is Mr. Joe Tech. Hi, Joe. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you.
Good.
Boy, there's a lot happening with AI news here in the state of Pennsylvania. I don't know if you've been following some of the stuff with the president and... No?
I didn't know anything specifically Pennsylvania related.
Oh, my gosh. Listen to this. At the Pennsylvania Energy and Innovation Summit in Pittsburgh, this is former, but it's President Trump promoted roughly $90 to $100 billion in private sector investments, mainly from firms like Blackstone, Google, and Amazon to expand AI infrastructure and energy production in the state.
Yeah, part of that was the recent announcement that we talked about of Amazon putting in some data hubs.
Yeah. The announcement, however, drew scrutiny over environmental impacts and the timeline of finalized deals. With that being said, which I hate saying that, a new report by Code for America ranks Pennsylvania among the top 3 U.S. states for AI readiness, highlighting its government, use, infrastructure, investments, and growing tech presence especially in Pittsburgh. However, secondary metro areas like Allentown and Erie are still lagging and may need boosts to catch up.
Well, it isn't overly surprising because Pittsburgh has really pushed ahead to kind of rebuild itself and rebrand itself as a tech center. Google has been investing there for quite some time. We've talked about it before that a lot of the folks that are working on self-driving vehicles do a lot of work in Pittsburgh because
it's confusing.
They're of the opinion, if we can make it work in Pittsburgh, it'll work anywhere.
Yeah. Downtown.
Yeah, downtown. It's a little confusing. What the steepest road in is it the state or the country or the state? I think it's the state. Is in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So
I merge onto here, but yet I have to cross clear over to there once I'm on to get off that exit. Okay.
And like I just imagine when they bring in new hires from outside of town, like, okay, you know, as part of your orientation, we need you to understand what a Pittsburgh left is. It's kind of unique to this area, but you got to be able to do this.
Yes.
And we got to train our vehicles on what a Pittsburgh left is and whether we should or should not train them to do that.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of cool that Pennsylvania is kind of in that position. So we'll take that kind of investment.
Right. And geographically, they're located in a very good place. You know, you got Philly on the east side of the state, which is, you know, part of that, essentially that whole corridor from Boston all the way up through, you know, New York City and into Boston, you know, and on down to Washington, D.C., that whole, you know, kind of main hub is, you know, Philly's part of that. You know, so you got that whole, you know, to take into account. So, yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Okay.
So, speaking of AI, there's an article in The Verge about ChatGPT. ChatGPT sees more than, well, maybe let's quiz you, Luke.
Uh-oh.
How many queries a day do you think ChatGPT sees?
17 million.
Not quite.
Okay. That's just me.
2.5 billion a day.
Oh, okay.
2.5 billion.
So I wasn't even close.
You weren't even in the ballpark.
Wow.
Yeah. 2.5 billion daily requests. 330 million from users based in the U.S. alone.
I used it about 5 times this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
ChatGPT specifically?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah. So that's a lot.
What kind of processing are we talking about?
Oh, I don't even remember the figures because they're ridiculous.
Let me quiz you, Joe.
Yeah, I can't remember, and they aren't in this article. So, but isn't it like hundreds of thousands of dollars per query?
Who's paying that?
Investors, and some people do the pay version. I'm sure it doesn't.
It's coming to the point where if it said to me, hey, you know, really, I'm going to be asking for a couple bucks a month to use this, I'm almost to the point of using it that much.
Really?
Yeah, that I might.
Wow. I like your bumpers, the music. You know, I'm guessing those are AI generated to some extent.
The Morning Drill Singers are working on. in the background
okay. I
right
forget
now,
about the Morning Drill Singers back there.
That's right.
Yeah, you keep them hidden, locked in that closet back there.
Working on music for the next day. So.
Yeah. But I just was kind of shocked by that number.
That is, but does it break it down anymore, or is it just this is it? I mean, it'd be interesting to see like what sectors are using it.
It does not break it down and like that, no.
Because I'm seeing articles every single day, and again, I don't know what's accurate and what's not. But where AI and ChatGPT are helping scientists create a stronger steel or stronger. What did I see the other day or this morning? Like see-through aluminum.
Yeah.
I mean, lighter but stronger, and then you've got the medical side where, again, every day I'm seeing content where AI is helping the medical industry solve this or solve this puzzle or fix this formula or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
yeah, and it's just going to get faster and faster all the time.
Yeah. So the technology's speeding up, but we're trying to keep up with it.
Essentially,
now
yes.
Instead of,
or are we getting to the point where it's just like, I can't keep up. I'm just gonna ignore it and go about my day. But that's the fear, is that you can't, because then, if you're in a business, all your competitors, are they going to keep up, and are you going to get left in the dark, and then you're not going to have any business? So you almost have to try.
Are any sectors jumping out at you as, hey, this is going to be trouble for this industry in 3 to 5 years or next year?
That's a good question.
Like, when are people
when I
going
say
to start?
That's a good question, it means I don't have a good answer for you.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's something that I'd like to think about a little more. Yeah, I don't know.
Because you hear, especially politicians, right?
Yeah.
Especially questioning AI and what's going on, and like, hey, this is going to hurt, jobs, and it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you're not specific. Like, where are you seeing that right now?
Yeah. And we see layoffs at tech industries, and there's some thought that maybe some of that has to do with, well, we can just have AI do a lot of this instead of hiring people. But again, I don't know exactly how that's working. Like, in my industry, I hear things where AI might help you plan this job, and I can't quite wrap my head around exactly how that's happening. I don't know if there's a specific AI that's helping for scheduling. I don't know how that's happening. So yeah, I can't quite wrap my head around the exact specifics of that. I would love to have somebody school me on that.
No videos out there of people in your industry using AI for stuff?
Not that I'm aware of. Again, I'd love for somebody to school me on that, but not that I'm aware of. So,
I'm just curious. Like, I'm just trying to think. Like, what would you do? Like, if you were working with formulas, could you use something? And
I suppose, and as far as scheduling, I think you could use like ChatGPT to help you schedule a project if you gave it some inputs. Typically, we don't. Our projects aren't big enough that we really worry about that. It's usually just kind of, you have a feel for it, and it's like, yeah, this feels like it's going to take 3 months, and if you're off by a week or two, it's not the end of the world. But on larger scale projects, I suspect that you probably could use AI to help you plan a schedule and and kind of get an idea of how long a project's going to take. You could potentially use it for budgeting as well. Again, I don't know exactly how accurate that would be, or how much effort you would have to put into training the model, or if there are models out there that are trained already. I don't know that answer. That's a good question, though, because the software we use, if it were built into a model and you could just say, give it some parameters on your project, it could potentially just kick out a number to you.
Yeah. So I've never used this for the show in terms of asking guests questions.
Okay,
but I just
until now,
I just typed in again. This is real quick, right? Interview questions for my guest who is talking technology.
Okay.
All right. Here's a list of engaging and versatile interview questions. So it just pumped out. It's still going. 5 questions.
Okay.
So you want some of them?
I don't think we can not.
All right. The first one. What's the most exciting piece of technology you've seen recently?
Oh, jeez. Okay. Kind of generic, but okay.
Okay, second one is, how do you think technology is shaping the way we live or work in 2025? Third, what emerging tech trend should more people be paying attention to right now? 4, is there a piece of technology you once thought was a fad, but it's actually proven useful? And the last one, what role does Pennsylvania or your local area play in the tech space?
Oh.
So those are the questions that pumped out.
Yeah. That was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, those are kind of generic. It's not based off of the conversation we're having. So.
Right. Yeah.
If I was going to that to try to figure out what my next question is for you, that would not fit in with where we're heading on this. So I don't. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. ChatGPT told me to say that. We're here with Joe Tech this morning.
Since we're talking about AI, there was a programming competition, the World Coding Championship.
Ooh.
The headline from Ars Technica: Exhausted man defeats AI model in World Coding Championship.
Wow.
So we still beat the robots for now.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what the winner said. Humanity has prevailed for now. A 10-hour coding marathon, and he was up against OpenAI.
Huh.
And I don't know the specifics of that, but I suspect that it won't be long. It's kind of like we were younger when was it Deep Blue?
Yeah. Beat
Gary Kasparov.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking that
in a chess championship. So where we've come from, was that the mid '80s, late '80s?
Perhaps.
30 years later, we're still barely beating out AI in coding championships, but I suspect that
I saw an image yesterday, I think on Facebook, of them, like 6 guys pushing this giant 5 megabyte hard drive onto a truck for transporting to NASA or someplace.
Yeah. Now we keep terabytes in our pocket.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. And so that leads me into what, and I mentioned it before, but what they call vibe coding now. Jack Dorsey, the former head of Twitter, the guy who started Twitter, he's a big proponent of, they call it vibe coding. So you're using an AI agent that's specifically designed for coding, and you're inputting it and giving it the vibe you want to feel, and it kind of gives you all the code and writes it for you. You can also input code into these things and debug them using the AI software. But yeah, that's kind of what they call it. Is he created like 2 apps like last week, just because he was using vibe coding. He's like, this is the app I want. I want it to look kind of like this. Here's what I want it to do. I want you to be able to do this and that. And then it just creates it. And then you can, like with many AI agents, you can kind of, well, that didn't quite work, so let me rephrase my input or make adjustments to it. Like, well, but I want you to change this and do this and that. And it just spits out the code for you.
Yeah, we were joking, I think, last week about like those Bigfoot bloggers, and we played the sample. So the one I played last week that talks about you, that was a real quick thing.
Yeah,
in the prompt. Mm-hmm. But to get the ones that you're seeing on Facebook, I've seen the code for that, or the prompts, I guess I should say, the prompts for those, and they are pretty in depth.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, Joe, like, I've always wanted an app for an app for iPhone and Android. I don't know how to code.
Right.
But it sounds like I could go to ChatGPT and at least get started saying, I'm trying to create an app for, Play Store or, iTunes. and it could help lay it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, I see that kind of stuff being beneficial to businesses around here.
Right. Yeah, hugely. And yeah, so all your local mom and pop stores can have their own app if they want, because now all of a sudden it doesn't cost you a whole lot to have an app. Before, you had to pay somebody who had to go back and do all the coding themselves. And
well, it still might be easier to do that.
It might be. Or maybe it's a matter of, hey, you go to somebody who does this and say, hey, I already got like an idea of what I want because I use ChatGPT to kind of help me. So I like this look. I like this homepage, how it looks. I like how it's got this, and this. Now I just need you to create it. But I've already got the idea already laid out for you. And so maybe it's just a matter of, well, it's a lot easier now because all I have to do, I don't have to come up with ideas for you. I can just, boom, here you go.
Okay. You're not going to believe this.
Okay.
I typed that in. I create a iOS app for this company, and it gives me, let me see if I can pull this up. So it gives me, shows your station logo, displays live stream or featured video, includes scheduling, blah, blah, blah. What you need first, tells you exactly, and then starts laying out the code.
Wow. And you just did that while we were talking about it?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
That's crazy.
And then it gives you some other options. Would you like help adding? And it gives you push notifications, DVR style on-demand content, chat or social features, Roku or Android TV versions.
So coming soon, the Stream TV app.
Yeah, I'll put that on the list of everything else that needs done today.
Yeah. Well, now we just need a robot that will do like the heavy lifting and do that kind of stuff. Yeah,
that's why we had kids, though, right? To do that stuff?
Yeah. Well, your kids are all moving out.
They've got these other interests.
Got to go back to school soon.
Hey,
so
isn't that crazy? Hey, well, maybe we see this for next week, but in the last couple of years, it seems like we've been talking a lot about, what's available for students going back to school, with tariffs, and I can't find a drone, even older models.
You've been telling me this for a while now.
Even older ones. I've been reserved now. Last week I was like, all right, you know what? Let me get like the two models, the old, like 2 models ago. I'll go to that and see. All of them sold out and out of stock.
Well, that's probably because the new ones aren't available.
Yes.
So everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's going to be an issue with that kind of stuff going back to school, or is it going to be more maybe Christmas or next year, or things are still pumping along?
It seems to me like things are still pumping along, but that's a great idea. Let's kick that for next week. Let's talk about that next week, because I want to stay on the AI train here.
Okay.
And I see we're getting close to the end of our segment, but CNET had an article, 11 things you shouldn't use AI for.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So I'd like to go through this list, and when you look at them, it's all like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So the first one, diagnosing physical health issues. It's kind of like going on WebMD, but like times 1,000. Like, you're going to become a hypochondriac if you use WebMD, and it'll be even quicker if you use ChatGPT. Just go to your doctor, please. Now, they may use some artificial intelligence to help diagnose it, but they understand the symptoms to some extent, so they can kind of narrow it and be a focused. If you just go into ChatGPT with, I've got a headache and my left arm hurts, you're going to be in a world of hurt, because
what's funny about that, Joe? It's the exact same thing that you have to do anyways. The more specific you get with the prompt,
yes,
the better response you're going to get.
Exactly. And so if you go to a professional, they're going to be able to specify, like, hey, I'm thinking it might be this or this because of these specific things, but they also have this and this. Can you help me out? And so the more specific you get, yes, the better it will be.
Do you have to rush off?
No.
Why don't we continue this after?
Okay. Great.
Yeah, go to news and then come back and continue this.
Sure.
Good conversation.
Peace talks between Ukraine and Russia are planned for Wednesday in Turkey. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky quoted a senior Kyiv official as saying on Monday, it would be the first such talks in 7 weeks. The Kremlin said it was waiting for an understanding on the date of the talks, but acknowledged that the two sides were diametrically opposed in their positions on how to end the war. Putin, who is under increasing pressure from U.S. President Donald Trump to show progress towards ending the conflict, turned down a previous challenge from Zelensky to meet him in person. Nearly 3.5 years after Russia began its full-scale invasion, the war in Ukraine is showing no sign of abating. Russia attacked Ukraine with missiles and hundreds of drones overnight, killing 2 people and wounding 15, Zelensky said on Monday. Explosions lit up the night sky, and the high-pitched whine of drone engines reverberated through Kyiv. People sheltering in one of Kyiv's metro stations choked on dust after a strike caused damage to the entrance. Ukraine's Air Force said the attack involved the launch of over 400 drones and 24 missiles, with 23 drones hitting their target across Ukraine. Russian media said Ukraine carried out drone attacks, causing chaos at airports serving Moscow on Monday. Thousands of passengers waited in line or slept on the ground after flights were canceled or delayed. Russia's defense ministry said it had downed over 100 Ukrainian drones overnight, including 30 over the Moscow region.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services, along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
A fairly muted Monday on Wall Street saw the Dow end essentially flat, the S&P 500 edge up fractionally, and the Nasdaq finish more than 0.33% higher. Still, the latter two indexes eked out more record-high closes thanks to gains in shares of Alphabet. The Google parent rallied more than 2.5% ahead of its quarterly report on Wednesday. Tesla also reports on Wednesday, with the two tech giants kicking off earnings from the so-called Magnificent Seven. Analysts on average expect S&P 500 companies to report a 6.7% increase in earnings for the second quarter, with big tech driving much of that gain, according to LSEG IBES. And that has Rob Hayworth, Senior Investment Strategy Director at U.S. Bank Asset Management Group, bullish on stocks.
On the market side, we are still glass half full, and that really comes from, one, a solid labor market. Two, corporate earnings are looking really fairly solid for the year. And three, inflation, even though it's elevated and may creep a little higher, is not threatening the consumer at this point. So we think this is an economy that can survive, and the markets appear to be doing that as well.
Other Monday movers included Verizon, which rallied over 4% after the telecommunications company boosted its annual profit forecast. Investors now turn their attention to a Tuesday speech by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell for clues about when the central bank might cut interest rates.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Sunshine today and temperatures around 80. Clear skies tonight with a low in the upper 50s. By the way, really cool this morning, like a little chilly, yeah. Wednesday mostly sunny, upper 80s. Thursday sunshine, low 90s. Friday thunderstorms, mid 80s. Saturday scattered thunderstorms, low 80s. Low to mid 50s. Some places, Franklin, now in the upper 50s here in northwest Pennsylvania. 8:38 is our time. This is the morning drill. Joe Tech with us here this morning and talking about AI. Good morning for AI. It's
always a good morning for AI.
Unless it's not, and you've been going through maybe some situations where AI might not be appropriate. And maybe start by recapping that first one you mentioned.
Yeah. So this is an article from CNET. Nelson Aguilar is a pretty good article, and it's 11 times when it's really probably not a good idea to use AI. Okay. And number one, right off the bat, diagnosing physical health issues. Again, it's so much better to just go to a medical professional, and if they use it, again, that's a different story because they're going to be very specific. They're going to know if an AI is hallucinating or if it gives a bad answer. If an AI hallucinates when you put in, like I said, I got a headache and my eyes twitching, it's going to give you a whole bunch of stuff, and you're not going to know if some of it's just garbage. So it's best to leave that to the professionals. Go see your doctor if you're having an issue.
So we've been interviewing a lot of healthcare professionals, a lot of doctors, and they always joke about Dr. Google, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody goes on, and this is before AI, where you just go online and start searching your symptoms, right?
Yeah.
Problem is, there's what you think you have. So you're putting that bias into the search. Mm-hmm. So what are you expecting? You're going to get things that you're thinking you have, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're going to take a fresh approach, and they're going to input the right information into those prompts to kind of help guide them. But don't. And I think half the time or more, all that's going to do is scare you,
right? Which is going to exacerbate your issues,
right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have this.
Yeah.
No.
The comedian Rodney Carrington, he did that. I got rickets. What are rickets? Yeah. Number two is very similar to the first one, and that is taking care of your mental health. So a lot of people, can't make it to a therapist or, the cost. So they're starting to lean on, kind of these AI to help them with their mental health. And again, there are potentially, it potentially could help you to some extent, but it should not be relied on in place of a therapist. If you are in need of that service, use that service. Go see a therapist. And again, this ChatGPT or other AI can maybe be a potential supplement to that, but again, under their supervision. Don't just rely on it. Again, it's gonna. If you tell it bad thoughts, it's going to kind of give you what it thinks you want to hear. And so it's potentially not going to be very helpful for you. So it should always be done under supervision of a mental health therapist, and, don't rely on it in place of. So
if I type in, I think my wife said that I don't listen to her. What should I do? That's a common situation and a good moment to lean in, not shut down. If your wife said something like, "You don't listen to me, here's what to do." Acknowledge, don't argue. Ask for specifics. And that gives you stuff.
But if you're doing like couples counseling, maybe you are listening to your wife, and a therapist can actually say, well, actually it seems like he's doing a lot of these things, and maybe we need to talk about this more. So again, a human person to help facilitate those things is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah. You want to save that one for later, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Number three, making immediate safety decisions. If you've fallen off a ladder and you're using ChatGPT to debate whether or not you should call an EMT, whether or not your leg is broken, it's the time it takes to do that and get that response. You're better off just calling emergency services and getting help. If there is immediate safety decisions that need to be made, probably shouldn't be using AI to do that.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know if it's mentioned in there. Are these based off of real life situations? Have people actually tried using ChatGPT or AI to?
He doesn't list any specific instances, but I suspect that maybe he has has heard some stories.
Okay.
But like he mentions, AI can't smell gas, see smoke. They can't dispatch an emergency crew. So if you're feeling faint, don't go to ChatGPT, call 911, and that way if you pass out while you're on the phone, they can send emergency help, so that's important. Number 4, and we've talked about this a little bit, getting personalized financial or tax planning. Again, if you're not an expert and you don't necessarily know what exactly to ask it. So if you're asking it general questions, it might be able to give you decent general answers. But if you're wanting to go in and play the stock market, we've talked about this before. It's very bad at playing the stock market because it doesn't know enough. It's not up to date enough. Again, if you want to ask it specific questions about a company, it might be able to help you, but do not rely on it for specifics. And again, with tax planning, the tax code changes every year essentially. It might not be, depending on what you're using, might not be trained on the latest tax code. So you might be getting old information. So it's important not to rely on it for that kind of stuff. And again, if you go to a financial planner and they're an expert and they might have ways to use AI to help them, but it's not going to replace them. They're going to know if it's giving bad data or if it's hallucinating. So again, a human is going to be able to help you better than just using ChatGPT. Number 5, dealing with confidential or regulated data. I would be cautious if you have confidential information, putting it on any computer in general. Things can get hacked, especially when it comes to ChatGPT, because your query goes back to their servers, and how that information or that data is handled is out of your control. So at least if it's on your local machine, you could essentially unplug from the internet and keep it on your local machine and it can't get hacked. But if you're asking a query of somebody, all that information goes somewhere else and it is then stored on somebody else's server. So it's very important to be careful if you're in that, if you have confidential or regulated data, to not use ChatGPT. And he does actually use an example. Tech writers get what they call embargoed information. So they get press releases from companies giving them information, but they'll say, look, you can't give out this information until such and such a date. They give it to the tech writers ahead of time so that they can start to build their articles ahead of time so that they can be prompt when that information is allowed to come out. But he's like, I can't put that information into ChatGPT and ask it to give me a summary, because all of that data goes back to OpenAI's servers. He said, and I don't want that, to potentially get out somehow. Number 6 is kind of a no-brainer, but it's probably worth saying. Doing anything illegal.
Yes.
So don't ask it how to break into banks or build bombs. That's just not a good idea. So do not do anything illegal.
Do they monitor that kind of stuff, that activity?
I suspect they do. Yeah. Number 7 is cheating on schoolwork.
This is getting tougher, isn't it?
Well, and where is it's kind of a gray area, right? Like if you ask it to help you write an essay or a term paper, but you then use that just as an outline, or you ask it for just an outline, and then you build from that. Where is that gray line of cheating versus research? It's a weird place to be.
Yeah, and you know what the other aspect to this is, Joe? This is real life right now.
Yes.
So how much we talked about it with phones,
right?
Because I think for a long time it was you can't use your phones in the classroom, but the reality is you're using
in the real
phones,
world. You have your phone all the time,
right?
Yeah,
and you're using it for work.
Yeah.
So at what point do you say, you know what? Okay, you need to learn how to use your phone to do this stuff as well. So at what point are you saying, well, if you're going to go into this industry, you're probably going to use AI for things. Yeah, listen, I'm not happy that it's writing your paper for you, but to use aspects of it, yeah, I guess. Like, what do you do?
And I think that goes. There's a lot of an onus on the teachers here to say, here's what I consider okay, and here's what I consider not okay. So each teacher would almost have to define it, and there's probably some leeway in this professor is more liberal, you can go ahead and use it because they agree with you and hey, you're going to have this, go ahead and use it. If it seems a little odd, I might demote you a letter grade, but I'm not going to fail you. It's not cheating, but I want it to sound like a normal human being, so you didn't do enough to translate that into human speak. Whereas some other teacher might be saying, no, not at all. And there you have to do it like the teacher says. So I think, it puts an onus on the student as well to understand where each teacher is coming from and their philosophy and trying to not appease that teacher or follow the dictums of that teacher. So...
real quick, you're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joe Tech with us here this morning.
And we're going through 11 times where it's not a good idea to use. We went through the early segment of when it's great to use it. But now there's times when it's probably not a good idea. We're up to number 8, monitoring information and breaking news. A lot of these models are trained on older data because it takes so long to train them. So if you're looking for up-to-date information, you're going to be sorely disappointed. That's what X is for anyway. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. Gambling. Again, because these are trained on older data, if you're trying to win your NCAA basketball pool, they might have old data. So it might not be the good way to try and win big gambling. So I'd avoid that. Number 10, drafting a will or other legally binding contract. Again, this one kind of falls under the financial planning or health care. Like, you still need that professional. Again, they might have ways of using AI to help them, but short of getting an overview, I would not use AI to draft any type of legal document. You might get a framework, but that's about all I would go to. And then, hey, professional, I need your help. I think I've got a decent idea based on AI, but I'd like to defer to you, and can we talk this out? So, and number 11 is kind of subjective.
Uh-oh.
So let's hear what the expert has to say over there. Number 11, making art.
That's broad, right? Art of any kind.
Pretty broad. I mean, would you consider like last week you had that AI generated, wouldn't that be considered art?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in some instances, it's probably okay. I think with art, I think the important thing is to not pass it off as your quote unquote your own.
See, this is where it gets, as you said, really tricky here.
Yeah.
Because we joke, like the morning drill singers.
Yes.
Right? Well, the
I wasn't joking. You really...
Well, then, so we might not write the music, but I write the lyrics. Now, not always. I can have it generate lyrics, but for the most part, all the ones that you hear on the show, I'm writing those lyrics, and it's turning it into music. So the music's not mine, but
the words
lyrics
are.
So
yeah,
do I get half credit? I shouldn't get full credit for that.
I don't know how to answer the question because it was still your prompt.
Yeah.
I mean, it was your idea of, okay, I want an upbeat tune. I want it to sound similar to this maybe. So it's still your idea. I don't know where the answer is. And honestly, I don't think anybody really knows. At some point, legally, we'll have to have some sort of a framework. Because that's what's going to happen is somebody's going to sue somebody, and we're going to need a legal framework.
Well, you've said for a couple years now that AI it knows what it knows because it's gathering information from others. So how much of it is, a piece of this is somebody else that created it in the past?
Well, and, that's what a lot of musicians have said for how long? There's only so many ways of putting notes together. What Fogerty got sued by his former band for sounding too much like himself, essentially.
Right.
Like, I mean,
well, and there's videos of here's 70 songs you can play with one chord.
Yeah,
and it's really fascinating to go, oh my gosh, that's right, they're all the same.
Yes. And again, to some extent, if you've got a really good musician, isn't that what he's doing? Is using his accumulated knowledge to put things together in a new and unique way? That's all AI is doing, is taking all its combined knowledge and putting it together in a different, unique way. So I don't know. So I think there's going to be, a legal answer. But then there's going to be the true moral answer, which I don't know if we'll ever actually land on, if there will be consensus, across the land on what really is correct. So,
yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
because and I was just talking music there, but we've got capabilities where we're generating images or video for things that we're looking for, or creation for clients. So I don't. Am I going to wake up one day and somebody's suing me for something that I think I created in AI? But it's
right
now. I will say there's, again, not that it's perfect, but there are some prompts where you're denied because of using a proper name, or using a name of a group or something that's under copyright protection. So it won't generate that if it's,
Well, and that's exactly what I was going to say is, does the onus get put on whether it be OpenAI if you're using ChatGPT or Google if you're using theirs, does the onus get put on them to restrict it enough to meet a law or a requirement? So that if you do push up too close to it, it says, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that because of legal reasons.
Yeah.
And you have to generalize more or something like that.
I think what everybody's very protective of right now in this space is making sure that they're not hurting anybody. Now, obviously, there's stuff out there that makes you sound like other people.
Right.
And that's dangerous. Yeah. But, where you're not making somebody look like they're, I can't say that because I can do that. I can take a still image of somebody and make them move and talk.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. And maybe that's why he put it on the list, is, to avoid the whole issue. Just make art on your own and don't use.
Yeah, but I can't draw.
Yeah,
or sing.
Well, and there again, it goes back to, okay, what if I use AI to generate an image, and then I just paint that image?
Oh yeah.
So I painted it, but he came up. The AI came up with the idea. Same thing with a song. What if I just, use AI to generate lyrics for me, and then I sing them? I'm not using somebody else's voice, but I'm just, there's a whole lot of gray areas with all this, and I don't know the answer.
Better figure it out, Joe.
I'll work on it later.
All right. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, some great information as always.
Good conversation.
Have a good one.
Joe
You too.
Tech is here today